In the news tonight, more humanitarian gestures as confirmed cases of infection of COVID-19 worldwide hits more than 1.3 million and 73,000 confirmed deaths. Plus, Benin residents, in the face of market shutdown, appeal for price reduction. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the news tonight. I am Goodluck Inaini. Now, the current figure of COVID-19 confirmed cases in Nigeria still stands at 238. Statistics given by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control yesterday shows that 6 new confirmed cases were recorded. To date, 36 cases have been discharged and 5 deaths recorded. On the 6 new cases, 2 are in Kwara, 2 in Edo, 1 in FCT and 1 in Rivers. The latest number brings Lagos total case to 120, Abuja 48, Osun 20, Edo 11, Oyo 9, Bauchi 6, Akwa Ibom 5 and Kaduna 5. Others are Ogun 4, Enugu, Kwara, Rivers and Ekiti 2 each, while Benue and Ondo recorded 1 case each. And for the global updates on cases of COVID-19, here is Ogochkuka Ona with a breakdown.
Since 31st December 2019 and as of 7th April 2020, 1,316,988 cases of COVID-19 have been reported, including 74,066 deaths. The deaths have been reported from Italy, 16,525, Spain, 13,055, United States, 10,989, France, 8,911, United Kingdom 5,373, Iran 3,739, China 3,335, Netherlands 1,867, Belgium 1,632, and Germany 1,607. Other countries like Turkey, Switzerland, Brazil, Sweden, Canada, Portugal, and Austria, among others, are counting in hundreds. In Africa, South Africa is leading the pack with 1,686 cases, followed by Algeria 1,423, Morocco 1,120, Egypt 1,073, among others. Nigeria has confirmed 238 cases, with South Sudan at the bottom with just 1 case. In Benin, Ogochkuka Ona, NTA News.
And now, according to the NCDC on the report of COVID-19 across the nation, Edo State so far has recorded 11 cases of coronavirus. Therefore, to further curb the spread of the pandemic, the state government has directed a shutdown of markets in the state, which will take effect from Wednesday, 8th April 2020, for the fumigation of the facilities. Ifeoma Okafor visited some markets across the state to fill the pulse of the sellers on the development.
According to the state government, the markets will be relocated to designated public primary and secondary schools within the market's vicinity. For example, Oba Market will be relocated to Ogbe Primary School, Emokbe and Asoro Primary Schools, while Oliha Market will be moved to Oliha and Oregbene Primary Schools. However, these preventive measures set up by the state government seems not to augur well with the traders.
I know people can't do it today because people tell me to for them since last week for today don't share. I see the market be so now I not get where to put up for that side. And me now if all na fruit for before they break all the fruit don't trade.
That nearby primary school, no shade, nothing is provided for us. Inside the sun will be there selling food stuff.
Make government tell us where we'll sell the many one because if we cover and then it will spoil before nothing in the thing. Whether it will last 1 week, we don't know. It's a good decision for the market traders so that we will not be afflicted from other coronaviruses.
Meanwhile, some residents advocate total shutdown of the market if need arises to save the state from the pandemic.
If they have said they want to move it, it's good. But I would have advised that they ask them to stay at home. You understand? Because by the time they move them to the primary school, they will mess up the whole places there before the children resume.
I think the best is to still put a stop, complete stop. Maybe people can restock, and because even now everywhere is still crowded. So to control it, it means even if they shift it to the primary school, people will still get there and there will still be a lot of people there.
It is the hope of all that with the relocation of markets for fumigation and other preventive measures by the government will help curtail further spread of COVID-19 in the states. In Benin, Ifoma Okafor, NTA News.
Thank you, Ifoma. And Edo people are appealing to relevant authorities to monitor sales of food items at this shop in preparation for total lockdown of markets in Benin City to contain the further spread of COVID-19 across the states. Philomena Obebo has an update.
Prices of food items have increased drastically. A 50 kg bag of rice sells between 22,000 and 20,000 as against 18,000 naira a few weeks ago. A tuber of yam is now 500 or 400 naira depending on the size as against 300 naira. A 25 liter of palm oil which sold for 6,500 naira now costs 9,000 naira. The prices of beans and grains have also increased. However, prices of vegetables are relatively cheap as the rainy season sets in. A basket of tomatoes sells for 8,000 naira as against 4,000 naira last month. Consumers are calling on government to come to their aid as food items are gradually going out of the reach of the common man.
They say anytime they fish shut down market. That's why I come buy a man put up for house.
Buy for house is more costly than market. It's more money I have, so the one I get, that is what I want to use. No money to buy more.
What about fries? Even when I came, they said the foreign one is 180.
Also, they said they will shut down the market. That is why I'm here to buy things at home.
These are expensive. They have put money.
So what are those food items that are expensive?
Rice, yam, and they even add money to the beans.
It is the belief of Nigerians that COVID-19 will be over in no distant time so that life can get back to normal.
That was Philomena Obebo's report presented from the studio. Moving on now, the ongoing partial lockdown in the states arising from coronavirus pandemic is taking a toll on citizens who rely heavily on their daily earnings to survive. Amid the situation, there could be hope for citizens to access their basic needs of life, which will be made possible by individuals, corporate bodies, and others. Uduakabon Achibon in this report examines the support of these private entities in cushioning the effect of the partial lockdown in the states.
The partial lockdown in Edo State came into force a fortnight ago as part of measures to stem the tide of COVID-19. According to government, people have to stay at home, shops and businesses closed, except those dealing with food items and pharmaceuticals. The implication, as observed by some respondents, is that many have been cut off from their sources of livelihood, thereby putting them in a precarious situation.
30 people a lot.
How?
No food, no. Why would you ask somebody to stay at home? Lock shop. Okay, like electrical stuff now. Go to Akbaba, just go there. It's like a ghost stand. Nobody there. How will they feed?
People are hungry. You can't expect them to sit down at home and not doing anything, and yet there's no food. Even the food items, some of them are very expensive. You cannot just get them for cheap amounts. So I wonder when this COVID-19 will come to an end.
As tough as the lockdown may be for the vulnerable groups and low-income earners, some respondents believe that apart from government, individuals and corporate bodies can assist, as any donation, be it in cash or kind, at this difficult time is a lifeline.
We have rich and wealthy Nigerians who can, give their individual support. Like I could remember I encountered a scenario at Ramat Park where an individual, just came with a van and was distributing Indomie, to people around to, just to ensure that the masses are okay.
For example, the rich ones, the company, by bringing money ready for the people that really need it, so they need to give them money, maybe like going to orphanage home or going outside to distribute food for them, since they said they should stay at home.
Any big man that can have the opinion to help, this is time for them to show love, so that we the poor or the poor masses can gain from them.
Individuals must make provision for the poor to see how 20,000-30,000, how you get to the real people that needs the money. Because money, they can share rice, they can share essential things of life, rice, beans, something that can impact on the life of the very struggling ones in society.
Meanwhile, the coronavirus pandemic has continued to increase in the country, and while government is striving to contain the virus, Nigerians have been advised to stick to the precautionary measures to stay safe. In Benin, Udakobong Achibong, NTA News.
You're watching NTA News at 7. More reports after the break. Stay with us.
Enjoy yourself. Young man, don't borrow somebody.
Be nice.
You're welcome.
Please, where's the restroom? Or just go into your right.
Thank you. I follow.
Mommy.
The doors, switching the lights.
But you see, it's nothing to worry about.
Now, Glow 4G, the wrong thing.
Data is oxygen. Glow 4G, the new speed of life. Your #1 4G network nationwide. The very best from Glow, the grandmasters of data.
Public notice. We wish to bring to the notice of the general public that due to the coronavirus pandemic, Apostle Charles Sabbath's 70th birthday celebrations, which was earlier scheduled for Saturday 11th April 2020, has now been postponed. New date for the celebrations shall be announced later, as we hope to record significant success against this common enemy of man, coronavirus. Signed, Apostle Charles Sabbath.
Next time you visit the ancient city of Benin, 2 things will excite you: the warmth and welcome of its people, and of course, the class and style of its hospitality business. Randeki Gold, home of hospitality like no other, located in one of the most serene environments in the ancient city, truly classy and exquisite with world-class facilities. Fully equipped digital multipurpose hall with life-size, ultra-high definition LED screen, 180 square meters king-size swimming pool with bubble bath, enough to relieve you breathless. The exotic Ariel's Bistro and Grill Restaurant with variety of continental dishes, especially some of the rarest delicacies you can find in town. Fact is, a visit will truly convince you that we are gold. Randeki Gold is the gold wing of the prestigious Randeki Royal Hotel at 6 Uhenyi Street off Ihama and Boundary Roads, GRA Benin City. www.randekihotels.com. Randeki Gold, our hospitality is gold.
2020 don't come with ogbonge travel awoof. Muyi line the transport company wey get everybody for mind say comfortable travelling no suppose tear pocket as awoof bonanza price still dey from Benin to Lagos, mine to Yanapaja, Yaba and Aja for just 2,500 naira, Benin to Port Harcourt 2,000 naira plus cheap awoof price to Warri, Bayelsa and Niger Delta routes including Ekpoma, Auchi and Abuja. Muyi line executive charter cars like Toyota Corolla, Toyota Camry and Sienna dey to local and international airports and anywhere for Nigeria. Save money, enjoy safe and comfortable journey as this travel awoof dey till June 30th, 2020. Muyi line head office dey 169 Oselu Lagos Road, opposite Technical Junction, Benin City. Muyi line, friend of Nigeria students.
Over 100 different types of cancer: breast cancer, lung cancer, cervical cancer, and many others. Cancer harms the body when altered cells divide uncontrollably to form lumps called tumors. Anyone is at the risk of getting cancer, but some are more likely at risk because of inherited cancerous gene. Some cancers are sometimes lifestyle-induced, like smoking, lack of exercise, poor diet, chemical emissions, environmental or water pollution may play a role. The chances of having cancer can be reduced by avoiding smoking, using tobacco products and alcohol, eating fresh food, and getting regular exercise. There are some tests and screening to help detect cancerous cells, like mammogram for breast cancer and pap test for cervical cancer, and through other cancer detection tests. Your fighting chance against cancer is early detection and treatment through regular screening and testing. This message is powered by LAPO, improving lives.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now, Chief Justice of Nigeria and Chairman Nigeria Judicial Council (NJC) Dr. Mohammed has extended the suspension of court sittings till further notice, given the lockdown measure put in place by the federal and some state governments to curb spread of COVID-19. The suspension followed the expiration for the initial 2 weeks to April 7th. This is contained in a letter to all heads of courts, federal and state judiciaries, dated April 6, 2020. She, however, directed those in court only to sit despite matters that are urgent, essential for the bound of line of laws, which the contact laws, as a preventive measures to curb spread of COVID-19. The Chief Justice of the Federation had, in a circular dated March 23, 2020, directed all heads of court to suspend court sittings for an initial period of 2 weeks from March 24, 2020. And now the new corona disease is attacking societies as a core. The society and economic disruption is eating deep into the global economy, claiming lives and halting people's livelihood. Adogbeji Ojegba takes a look at this disruption and consequence to society.
The severity of cases and the potential long-term effects on the global economy and individual country is dire, taking into account the speed and scale of the outbreak. Globally, businesses have been shut down, countless number of workers have lost their jobs, and this has put a strain on individuals, organizations, and nations. This cannot be quantified.
Socially, and there are so many other things, even we have been indoor for some time now. The government has asked that we should be indoor, just to make sure to curb the spread of the virus.
Economically, you can see having to force people to go into their homes without making adequate provision for what they will eat, what they will drink, for those who are on medicament, how they will procure drugs. Then when you talk about the social aspect, imagine people that have planned marriages.
For the poorest and most vulnerable people and nations.
There must also be a way to cushion the the effect of all these things. First and foremost, there should be provision of daily needs for the people. You know, there are ways they could have do it. You are getting me, but government is not doing what we expected of them. They are saying people should be indoor. How can somebody be indoor when probably his daily routine of our business depend on the next day?
In tackling the devastating social and economic dimensions of the crisis, individuals suggest focus on the most vulnerable by designing policies that, among other things, support the provision of health and unemployment insurance, social protections, while also shoring up businesses to prevent bankruptcy and job losses. In Benin, Adubeji Ojegba, NTA News.
Thank you, Adubeji. Pastor Saike Ize Iyamu has created a helpline to offer relief to residents in Edo State to help cushion the effects of the partial lockdown. Through the helplines of this facility, it has been able to distribute food relief as part of Pastor Iyamu's statewide food distribution to the 3 senatorial districts in Edo State. Adubeji Ojegba reports that the helpline centers in the senatorial district were already overstretched in terms of demand for assistance.
The APC chieftain, Pastor Osage Izeyamu in Edo State, has through his helpline call center been able to respond to calls for help from residents through his organization. The director of welfare of the organization said the food distribution exercise was carried out in partnership with relevant stakeholders in the community for easier identification and faster distribution to families in need of the relief.
We have been working for the past days, right from Edo North to Edo Central and Edo South, distributing to 192 wards in the state, giving to the vulnerables the package we have for the COVID-19 pandemic.
Other centers visited identified a number of persons who turned up after making several calls to the helpline. The coordinators were happy at the turnout and commended beneficiaries for taking the bold leap on behalf of their families.
We have recorded over 34 turn-ups, and we are covering the areas from medical, Uselu, Textile Mill, Uwelu, Wasota, Ugbowo, and we're still hoping that even as we're talking now, other people are turning in.
We have 3 centers in Benin. Eweka is taking care of the whole of Upper, Third, and environs.
The beneficiaries who acknowledged their need expressed both happiness and surprise at the genuineness of the gesture.
With this food, as it can take me for, let me say, a month, in fact.
I really say thank you, indeed.
The Pastor Osage Izeyamu call helpline closes on Tuesday at 6 o'clock in the evening. In Benin, Adubeji Ojegba, NTA News.
We'll take another break now, the concluding segment. When we return, stay with us.
Signature Hotel, please, until Signature Hotel, a place of hospitality in the heart of Benin City. Please,
Pleasant Hill Signature Hotel, a place of hospitality in the heart of Benin City, located at 134 Akpakpava Road, Benin City, Edo State, or call 0528 40557 or 081 36 3908.
Please, until Signature Hotel. Please, until Signature Hotel, a place of hospitality.
Oh
yes, Ameosa Motors. We don't turn that for we new branch for number 128 Saple Road by Ajib Junction for Benin City. Not be only that one, we don't upwekerize the price for Niger Delta roads. We need to worry by NRA Junction 500. We need to Abraka 700. We need to Ugeli 1000. We need to Bayasa 1500. We still the load from Benin to Port Harcourt. Worry to Auchi, worry to Ekpoma. We need to Ekun, Obiaruko, Kwale, Umutu, even Ekpoma to Port Harcourt City. For Ameosa Motors, safety of all our passengers na it be number one. That's now why we dey make sure say we use new motors and qualified drivers. Make you visit any of our branch around you to enjoy the operationalization of Ameosa Motors. Ameosa Motors, king of the road.
This is not just a hotel. It's a resort, a place where luxury, class, and hospitality meets. It's not just four walls. It's a reinvention. It's an idea that relaxation should be brilliant. We offer world-class services that makes the experience unforgettable. Edo Heritage Hotel, you can't get it better.
My brother, my sister, the gbege when coronavirus dey cause for this we world be like fire when dem no fit stop. Whether you be black man, oyibo, big man or poor man, superstar for music or film industry, the disease dey knock for your door, and if you open door for am, e go carry joko sit down with you. Coronavirus no dey look face o, whether you dey stay country when dey hot like otota like we own Nigeria. Coronavirus even
tire to dey hear my customers dey complain about my place because light no dey and the heat na die.
Light matter no be problem to any business again o, because Uyi Technical, the generator headquarters, don give solution to every business to blow, even with the small money for your esiso pocket.
Hey, as e cheap so na be say I go buy one for my store and the one wey go pump water and carry our air condition for house.
oh yes o, generator for everybody o, for Uji Technical, all kind quality generator boku, from small generator go reach big package generator with original spare parts. Uji Technical na there 100% copper generators a day, no be aluminium o, even grinding machine and pepper milling. Okay, Kofiara, come carry your own from the generator headquarters, 79 81 83 Mission Road for Benin City.
Thanks for being there. And our petrol stations in Benin Metropolis are not dispensing a litre of petrol at government reduced price of 123.50 kobo. Philomena Ogbebo, who monitored the level of compliance, now reports.
A visit to filling stations revealed that the stations have not adjusted their pump to the new price regime. Even the NNPC mega station along Saple Road still falls under this pack. However, the manager of one of the independent outlets claims not to be aware of the new pump price of 123 naira 50 kobo by federal government on the 1st of April.
It made the price was reduced to 125 from Lagos direct, just change the price. Yes, we have the system here. They've not changed the price. I'm not aware of it for that. Yes, if the price change, then they will change the price all the way from Lagos.
Consumers want concerned bodies to set up a task force to monitor compliance.
To follow up all the whole filling station, to know who is selling, who want the normal actual price. You understand?
Government gave directives they should comply, particularly as it is government company. It's a subsidiary to the government. So we are not happy.
They are not working with that. So I don't really know what's happening.
And that concludes our bulletin for tonight. Thank you for staying tuned. Good night.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Welcome to the hour of the truth of the gospel. God is here to bless you through the ministry of Apostle Harrison Charles, the servant and prophet of Jesus Christ in Day Spring Assembly Incorporated. We hope that you will prayerfully listen to the grace of this hour. May God bless you as you pay attention. Amen.